Today I'm making this really easy loaf of traditional Irish soda bread. Welcome y'all to Robin on the Farm. Today I'm making a traditional Irish soda bread. This bread is really fun for your St. Patrick's Day celebration or just any time during the year when you need a quick bread that you can have ready in just about an hour. This is a no-knead, no rise, no yeast bread that you can just mix up, shape, throw it into the oven to bake, and you can have this ready in just about an hour to go along with dinner. So this is a great loaf to know how to make. So let's just get started on the recipe. This is a really simple 4-ingredient recipe. So I'm gonna start by putting 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour into my bowl. So 3.5 cups, all-purpose. You don't need bread flour. You don't need self-rising flour, you want some all-purpose flour. It's just a really simple recipe. So 3.5 cups of flour. And to that, I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm gonna pour this over here. This is my Redmond's Real Salt. This is an ancient fine sea salt, mined in Utah, so it's from North America, but you can use any kind of salt that you want. So I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt on top of my flour. And our next ingredient is baking soda. This is my big old bag of baking soda. I keep this in my food storage. This is 13.5 pounds of baking soda. But I open it and then I store it in these jars. It makes it a little bit easier in the pantry. But I'm gonna use a teaspoon of baking soda. Now traditionally, before baking soda was invented in 1846, they used potash or pearl ash. That was a sodium bicarbonate and it was a precursor to our baking soda. So this bread is leavened with this baking soda. There's no yeast, there's no wild yeast, it's just this. And it makes it so simple to make. Now to these 3 ingredients, we're gonna add 1.5 cups of buttermilk. But if you don't have buttermilk, don't worry. You can use 1.5 cups of milk plus a tablespoon of white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. That's a great substitute for buttermilk. Or you can use the cultured buttermilk from the grocery store, or this is what I keep in my food storage. I'm gonna use this buttermilk powder. And I just like keeping this on hand. It's really a great substitute for buttermilk. It smells really good. It's just really good. It smells like cultured buttermilk. So this is what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use 1/3 cup of this buttermilk. And it's neat because you don't have to reconstitute it or anything when you're using it in baking. So I'm gonna use 1/3 cup of that and 1.5 cups of water. So this is gonna take the place of 1.5 cups of buttermilk for me, but if you have buttermilk, go ahead and use 1.5 cups of buttermilk. And these are all of our ingredients. Now I'm just gonna take my spurtle and I'm gonna just start mixing this dough. This is a really easy bread to put together. This spurtle is kind of fun to use too because this spurtle actually originated over in Scotland, which is pretty close to Ireland. I do like to have a fun St. Patrick's Day celebration. I always make the corned beef and the cabbage and the carrots and the potatoes, and I make this traditional Irish soda bread. I can date my ancestry back to Ireland to 1402. I really love family history work and genealogy, and I can date one of my lines all the way back to there. So I really hope to visit one day. This is also going to be a really special St. Patrick's Day because my 18-year-old son, he just got a mission call to Ireland and Scotland. And so he's going to leave this summer and he's going to be gone for 2 years and he's going to be preaching the gospel over in Scotland and Ireland. So it's going to be really, really, really cool for him to have that experience. And I also can't wait to hear how they actually celebrate St. Patrick's Day over there. So he's going to be celebrating over there for the next 2 years. So we're going to have a really fun St. Patrick's Day celebration. We're going to eat all the good food, and I can't wait to hear what he does over there next year. Okay, so this is a really kind of a sticky dough, so don't be alarmed by that. I'm going to go ahead and turn my dough out onto my dough mat. I'm going to grab a little bit of flour and just sprinkle it on my dough mat. And I'm going to turn this dough out onto this mat. Now we're not going to knead it, we're just going to kind of pull it together, make it into a nice ball. I'm going to put a little bit on top of there, get a little bit on my hands. You can be liberal with your flour with this because it is nice and sticky. Now that I've flipped this ball of dough over several times in this flour, it's much less sticky and it's much easier to manage and to handle. So this is exactly what you want your dough to look like. So now you just want to kind of shape it into a nice round ball of dough or a boule. And that's all it takes. Now that this looks great, I'm going to grab my bread loam and I'm going to give it the traditional cross in the top or X. And as you do this, you want to go down about 1/4 to 1/2 inch deep into your dough. I'm going to do about 1/2 inch today. Okay, and that's all it takes. Now this bread is ready to throw into the oven to bake already. Now there's a couple different ways that you can bake this bread. What I like to do is I like to bake it in a Dutch oven, but you can also bake this just on a skillet or on a cookie sheet. You can do an open bake. I just like the crust better when I use a Dutch oven. So I'm going to use my little 2-quart Lodge Dutch oven. This is just the perfect size for this loaf of bread. But if you don't have a small Dutch oven like this, you can use a bigger Dutch oven. That's a 4.5 quart or that's a 6.5 quart. Those would work just fine for this bread. Or if you don't have a Dutch oven, you can use a skillet. This is my 8-inch Lodge cast iron skillet, or you can just use a cookie sheet. You can do an open bake. If you're gonna do that, preheat your oven to 400 degrees, throw it in your oven to bake for 45 to 55 minutes, just until it gets nice and brown. But for me, since I'm doing it in a Dutch oven, I have my oven preheated to 450 degrees, and I'm gonna let this bake with the top on for 45 minutes, and then I'm going to take the top off and let it brown for about another 5 minutes. I will leave the written directions down in the description. You can print out the recipe and it'll have both ways on there so that you can do it really easily. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my dough into my little Dutch oven. I have this oiled up really well so the bread doesn't stick to the bottom. And I'm just going to lift this dough. It's a little sticky still. But I'm just going to lift this dough and throw it into my Dutch oven. And this is a super rustic looking loaf, so don't be worried if it's not a perfect round. It's going to be totally fine. You want it to be a little jagged, a little rustic looking, because I think that's probably how it was traditionally. Now I'm going to throw the lid on this, and I'm going to throw this in the oven, like I said, for 45 minutes. Then I'm going to take the lid off and let it brown. It's been 45 minutes. Now I'm going to take the lid off. I'm just going to let it brown up for another 5 minutes. Oh, look how good that looks. Here's our loaf of traditional Irish soda bread, fresh out of the oven. Look how good it looks. I'm going to go ahead and turn it out of this really hot Dutch oven. And let's check out this loaf. It's hot, but that's okay. Look how good that looks. I like it to get nice and brown like that, but you can let it brown as long as you want. I just let it brown for about another 5 minutes. Bottom looks good. Now I like to knock on the bottom, and if it sounds hollow, then you know that your loaf is cooked all the way through and it's done. Look how great. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut into this loaf of bread. This is a loaf that I usually make when I'm in a hurry and I need bread on the table really fast, so I never let it cool, and I really like it best when it's nice and warm. So this has only taken, it's been a little bit less than an hour. So that's what I love about this bread. I'm going to go ahead and cut into the middle, just like you would a sourdough, just so we can check out the middle. There it is. Doesn't that look good? I mean, what a fantastic looking loaf of bread, especially for it to be a no-knead, no-rise, no-yeast bread. So whether you're making this to go along with your St. Patrick's Day celebration and feast, or if you just need something to go along with dinner that's ready really quick, you can't go wrong with this Irish soda bread. I will leave the printable recipe for this Irish soda bread down in the description. You can also find it on my website, robinonthefarm.com. These are beeswax bread bags that I like to store all of my breads in. Those will be on the website too. Thank you so much for being here with me on Robin on the Farm. I will see you next time.
Robin's in the kitchen, dough beneath her hands, wheat from the fields and eggs from her land. Sunlight through the window, a warm golden glow. She's working hard to make that dough.